The cameras were rolling. The lights were hot and blinding. And the silence in the room was so sharp, you could almost hear the sound of hearts pounding. Jill Biden, standing at the podium with that familiar air of elegance and poise, leaned toward the microphone with a smirk. Her voice dripped with challenge as she turned to Pam Bondi and said, "If you're so confident, then prove it. Let's take an IQ test right here, right now." Gasps erupted across the crowd. Commentators whispered into their headsets. Twitter feeds lit up in real time. Jill Biden wasn't just questioning Pam Bondi's intelligence, she was staking her reputation on the idea that she could humiliate her publicly. The tension was electric. But Pam Bondi didn't flinch. She didn't even blink. Instead, she leaned back in her chair, calm as a sea before a storm. For a few seconds, she let the silence speak louder than words. The audience shifted uncomfortably, waiting for her response. Then Bondi rose slowly, her heels clicking against the floor, her eyes locked on Jill Biden's. "An IQ test?" Pam said, her voice steady but carrying an unmistakable edge. "Jill, you should be careful what you ask for." The crowd buzzed. Jill crossed her arms, clearly expecting a quick refusal or nervous excuse. But instead of reaching for a pen or paper, Pam reached into her briefcase. Her movements were deliberate, like a lawyer preparing her closing argument, the kind that doesn't just win cases but rewrites the courtroom. From the briefcase, she pulled out a sealed envelope. It was thick, aged, and official-looking, with government markings across the front. The seal had not been broken. Pam held it up to the light, and the audience hushed into silence again. Jill's smile faltered. "You want to talk about intelligence?" Pam continued, her tone now sharpened with intensity. "Before we even begin, maybe America deserves to see this." The cameras zoomed in. Pam Bondi broke the seal, her hands firm and unshaking. The paper inside was creased but powerful in its weight. She began to read aloud, her voice cutting through the room like a blade. "This is a letter, a classified assessment that was quietly buried years ago. It documents decisions made, reckless, irresponsible, dangerous decisions, connected to the very person standing at this podium, who now dares to question anyone else's intelligence." The room froze. Jill's face drained of color. Pam read line after line, exposing failures that were more than political, they were personal, tied to moments of weakness, choices made in closed rooms, and consequences that rippled far beyond Washington. Every sentence carried the force of truth. Every word peeled away at the polished image Jill Biden tried so hard to project. The audience shifted from shock to disbelief, from disbelief to anger. Some covered their mouths. Others shook their heads. Jill tried to interject, but Pam didn't stop. "You asked for an IQ test," Pam declared finally, slamming the